Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with the first Southwest Virginia fishing report of the new year. Happy New Year, Matt.
Happy New Year, Marvin. I hope you guys had a good holiday.
It was good. We got to spend about a week up in Virginia and came back to North Carolina probably 2 or 3 days before the first. How was yours?
Yeah, we did something similar. We call it the Black Diamond, where we've got to drive up to Northern Virginia, a couple places in Central Virginia, and back down to Abingdon. Thankfully, we had about 10 or 11 days this year, so we weren't trying to cram all that into like 3 or 4 days. So it was nice.
Yeah, well, good. And of course, probably the big news in your part of the world is this crazy weather where it was in the 70s before Christmas, and then it got really, really cold and you got some frozen stuff.
Yeah, well, it's wild that it's crazy because it should be happening, but it was literally when we were driving back, I guess on the 2nd, it was close to 70 degrees when we left Northern Virginia, and it snowed the next day. Overnight, some of our high elevation areas got close to 8 inches of snow. I know over in the highland areas of Western North Carolina, I talked to a client over there yesterday. They had upwards of 10. So it's definitely flipped on a dime, and we have highs in the low 40s for the next couple of days, and another potential 2 inches of snow forecasted for Thursday. So I guess we're on our toes now.
Yeah, and then even though, we're going to return kind of after this weekend to kind of more seasonable temperatures, you're going to kind of have a little bit of cold runoff getting into the water, and the water's probably elevated. What should folks expect to see, and how's that going to affect fish behavior?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but particularly in terms of the New River, which is where we're spending a lot of our time right now, muskie fishing. It starts in Western North Carolina and it flows through the highlands of Southwest Virginia and through, sort of Western Virginia, Giles County, all that. So it definitely don't look for the new to recover as quickly as the trout streams, because they're, pretty much, I mean, they're very fishable right now. The new is fishable, but it's over 5,000 cubic feet at Radford right now, which is kind of my general benchmark for high water. And it'll just take a while because, like you said, we've got 10 inches of snow in some places within the watershed. And, even as the temperatures return to normal and we get back up into the 40s and 50s, that stuff will be melting. And I think most of the snow is pretty wet to begin with. So I think it's gonna melt pretty quickly. And so you can already see, if you pay attention to the New River gauges, they've bumped a couple of times since we had snow the other day.
Yeah, but I guess the good news is at some point when things start to drop, that little bit of stain in the water is going to probably make it a little bit better on the muskie hunting front, right?
Probably. Yeah, I have actually not seen the new firsthand in the last day, but had some secondhand reports that it's a little bit stained brown. I'm headed up there tomorrow to check it out and see what's going on. But I mean, before Christmas, we were out and it was super, super clear and really low, and lower than the seasonal summertime average. And fish are still moving, but it's, as we talk about, it's tough to get them to commit by the boat. I think that last day we had 17 follows, and we managed to get exactly one of them to eat a fly by the boat. So that will probably get a little bit easier. The flip side is you won't probably see as many, but sort of your predatory edge will be kicked up a notch. So that's always good.
There you go. And, we don't have a listener question this time, but next time we're going to draw for all the folks that send in questions in 2021. And you want to let folks know, Matt, what we're going to draw for on the next fishing report?
Yeah, I'll do what I usually do. I'll put together a fly box of sort of my most valuable smallmouth flies through the season. As I'm kind of imbued in that right now, restocking everything. So I'm not caught with my pants down when March gets here. And then I'll throw in some of our my stickers and rod company stickers and some discount cards and stuff like that.
Very cool. And before we start talking about what you have or haven't been riding over the holiday season, it's important for folks to know that before we talk again, they can meet you in person at the Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival.
That is true. That is, I guess not this weekend, but the following weekend. So I'll be there. Got a presentation both days, I believe, as well. Just talking about smallmouth fishing and muskie fishing, and just all what we've got going on down in Southwest Virginia and the different fisheries. And look forward to seeing anybody that's coming out. Yeah,
and folks, just so you know, the best place, I think it's vaflyfishingfestival.org, and it's January 15th and 16th in Doswell, Virginia at the Meadow Park Event Center. And so now we get to move on to what have you been writing?
Yeah, lots. I kind of have front loaded my year a little bit, trying to get a bunch of writing stuff knocked out. When we do have these inevitable, weather events, but the column that's coming out this week is actually about juniper berries or red cedar berries, which is another wild edible that people in Virginia and the Appalachian region can find right now. If you're traveling for the holidays, you probably can see these, big light blue dustings on the cedar trees and the median on the interstate. And a lot of people don't know you can actually eat those things. They go particularly well with a lot of wild game, venison and duck and stuff like that. So putting that out, and then got a couple things for Hatch Magazine coming out, and then a couple of more sort of destination-y kind of pieces for American Fly Fishing Magazine I'm working on right now, particularly about a couple of our local trout streams.
Yeah, well, there you go. And, before I let you hop, I would imagine that if people want to fish smallmouth with you, it would be a really good idea for them to get in touch with you before show season really gears up, because the pickings will probably be slim after that, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. I have booked a lot of smallmouth days in the last week. I think I booked 13 or 14 yesterday. April and May are looking pretty slim. And that's, those have been some of our best months the last couple of years. So, that's kind of what I'm really pushing for right now. Of course, summertime will start filling up too. So if you're interested, just get in touch and we can talk about kind of what you want to do, what you want to experience, anything in particular you wanted to learn about smallmouth bass fishing, and we can kind of figure out when would be best to schedule a day and get out on the water.
Well, there you go. Well, listen, folks, I hope you have a great 2022. Happy New Year, Matt. Happy New Year, everybody.
Thanks, Marvin. Happy New Year.